So today we're replacing a pane of glass in a storefront door. This one here unfortunately had a microwave tip over into it and smash all the glass out. I didn't record any of the glass removal process, but I've got it all in this tote here. Always wear eye protection and gloves when you're handling it. It's a good thing I was, because I actually did have a large piece of glass fall and cut through my glove into my knuckle a little bit while I was removing the glass. Since it was broken in the bottom third, there was like some really large guillotine glass pieces up here at the top. The largest one being this piece. And unfortunately when that fell down, it did knock off a little splinter of the door, but I think we can just glue that back on with some wood glue. The way that they constructed this frame, all of the corners are cut at 45s, which means they had to place this final piece and then put the nails in. Well, I guess that's always how you do it, but it makes removing them a little bit more tricky because you actually have to like pull out the 3 nails and remove the bottom piece before you can remove anything else. You can see how if we tried to pry this piece straight out, it wouldn't come, or if we tried to pry this piece straight down, it wouldn't come. But since I have that bottom piece out now, I can kind of work my way up and carefully remove the trim pieces. And just have this one at the top. Now, a new piece of glass for the door could be ordered, and you just measure your dimensions that you want, leaving just a little bit of space for expansion and contraction of the glass. That's why there's this like putty in here that they pushed in. You don't really have to leave much, but they do leave a little bit and put this putty in there. But today we're actually going to be using that pane of glass right there. I picked that up at a restore. Very fortunate, or blessed rather, that there was a piece of glass pretty much the exact size that we need. So what we're going to do here is cut up from the bottom enough that we can slide the glass in and then drop it in place, because I think our pane of glass is about 2 inches too tall. But it is going to work really, really well. Okay, so I carefully made 2 incisions in here. Now we're going to bust all this loose material between here out, and I'll have to use a drill bit to clearance in the corners here, but that's going to work, I think, pretty well. So there's the groove that I cut in the door. It's about 1.5 inches deep, which will allow this piece of glass to sit in there. This is tempered, so we aren't able to cut it down at all. We're just going to set it in there and put a spacer on either side to keep the window centered, because you will be able to see a little bit of the white trim, but I don't want to take that off and risk breaking the sheet of glass. So it will look a little bit different, but a lot better than what it looked like before. So there it is, all completed. I feel like it's hardly noticeable. Obviously there's a little bit of white right here and here, but like if you're not looking for that, you're not really going to see that at all. Yeah. Sweet. So we just reused the original trim. I got that piece that was broke off, glued back on there. Probably going to put some masking tape to hold it in place as it dries. But yeah, we shimmed it here, and at the bottom 2 spots. So the pane is like good and secure. Not swinging around in the door. Yeah, it looks incredibly good compared to before. I just can't believe that I went to the restore and looked for a sheet of glass and found that one that was like within 1.5 inches or 2 inches of exactly what I needed. And they only had like 2 sheets of glass there. So just kind of crazy. But yeah, good fix.